Hi, everyone. I just wanted to thank everybody for attending this webinar on the Social Hub's new dynamic reporting tool, the Social Intelligence Dashboard. My name is Tony. I'm a Senior Marketing and Communications Manager here at Awareness, and I'll be taking the next hour or so to take you through the Social Intelligence Dashboard. Before we begin, we are recording this session. So it will be made available to all of you for viewing early next week. So definitely that will be made available. Okay, so to begin, let's start off with our agenda. So the very first thing I'm going to be covering is a general overview of what the Social Intelligence Dashboard actually is. Just so we all know that. I'll go over some of the challenges and obstacles that, as marketers we all face when dealing with social media metrics, and really why it's important to overcome these challenges. We'll go over the Social Intelligence Dashboard and really how that is a solution to a lot of the obstacles and challenges that us being social media marketers have, and definitely, how we address that using the Social Intelligence Dashboard. We'll go over a demo of the tool. Not only will I show you the reports that we currently have in there, but also do a quick little demo of how easy it is to create your own custom dashboards within the tool. And then finally, I'm going to wait until the very end of the presentation to address questions. But definitely, if you do have any questions along the way, we do have people monitoring the chat, so they might respond to you in real time. Otherwise, I'll definitely address it at the end of the presentation. And there's two ways of asking questions. You can either do so via WebEx through the chat, or on Twitter by using the hashtag #AwarenessInc, or sorry, hashtag #AwarenessInc. Okay. So the first question we should all be asking is, about the Social Intelligence Dashboard is, okay, what is it? And to really put it simply, the Social Intelligence Dashboard is a business intelligence tool that sits on top of your Social Hub data that allows you to build customized reports and dashboards that are most meaningful to you. From a report standpoint, we have a growing number of best practice reports in our library, as well as having the option to create your unique reports. And those are unique reports that are specific to your business needs. Not only do we have a plethora of social media reports within the Social Intelligence Dashboard, we also have the ability to connect to non-social channels. And that allows you to really tie the social media metrics that you're already having with some of those other marketing and sales metrics from other platforms. Okay, so why is all this important? Or better yet, I guess the real question is what is the problem that the Social Intelligence Dashboard is trying to solve? As marketers, we're constantly bombarded and exposed to an overwhelming amount of data, and that data comes from various sources. When analyzing the success of a marketing campaign, we'll review countless streams of data, some from social media channels, but as well as from other sources such as web analytics, CRM systems, marketing automation tools, and even email lists, house lists, direct mail lists, etc. Managing this data and trying to ascertain any kind of value is sometimes a very, very daunting task. The key challenges that we hope that the Social Intelligence Dashboard addresses is, firstly, it helps to eliminate the fragmented view of data that we all face. Since data is collected and assembled in multiple sources, it really does provide a fragmented view of all of your marketing activities. Second, because it's so fragmented, it's hard to organize the data and ensure that it's always up to date, so that the data that you're looking at is, the latest data that's available. Accordingly, ensuring that the overwhelming data you're receiving is relevant and useful. As marketers, we're always prone to ask for more and more information. Making sure that the information that we're getting is relevant and immediately relevant to us is an important obstacle that we all need to overcome. And then finally, it's really managing all this data, pulling reports, running SQL codes, updating databases, customizing your views, etc., requires substantial resources, often from different departments within your organization. So ultimately, we're left with really one question, and that's, that we're all trying to answer, and it's, what's the actual value of my social media activities? And I would almost go even one step further, and if you're doing social, what's the value of my overall marketing activities? So that's where the Social Intelligence Dashboard comes in. And the Social provides flexible and strategic social media data analysis. And with the Social Intelligence Dashboard, we allow you to realize the value of all of your social marketing activities. And we do that in a couple of ways. The first way is that we help to consolidate data into a single view. So that means that within a single dashboard, you're going to have all of your data, both social and non-social, all present. And, instead of logging into multiple sources, which, we all as marketers have done in the past, and, really relying on that fragmented view of your analytics, the Social Intelligence Dashboard allows you to connect all of these sources under one single customized view. And then furthermore, you have the ability to easily drag and drop which charts you want to appear in what dashboard. So it really is a customized view for the metrics that are most important to you and what your business objectives are. Second is that we organize all of your marketing data. It's really, we do all the heavy lifting, we do all the hard work. We go out and automatically and securely pull back all the vital information that you need so that you don't have to worry about managing multiple data sources or even multiple Excel spreadsheets. As I kind of indicated, as marketers, we're always seeking more and more information, and it really is to allow us to refine and improve future campaigns. Being able to connect to multiple data sources allows us to make connections that really weren't possible, or at least not easily possible, in the past. A good example is, being able to analyze how your Facebook fan page drives traffic to your website. And then even further, how those increases in traffic helps to turn prospects into leads accordingly, both either within Salesforce or whatever CRM solution that you're using. Another good example is, what's the total cost per lead for your social initiatives, and so forth and so forth. The connections you can make from your data is really endless. And then finally, by automatically pulling in data from multiple sources, your teams can spend more time analyzing and being strategic on your data than just collecting and formatting it. And I know that's a challenge we all face, both as marketers and and other departments, where we spend the bulk of our time just trying to organize and format the content so that it can be useful to us. So the Social Intelligence Dashboard does that automatically for us. So not only do you have a nice visual representation via a dashboard of all of your data, we also allow you to output that data via Excel, Word, PDF, PowerPoint, etc. Okay, so what type of reports are currently available? So as I indicated, the Social Intelligence Dashboard does have a growing library of best practice reports, and the ones I've listed here are really just meant to be kind of a sample of what we can include. So some of the reports, top social revenue initiatives, top social media contributors, which channels, posts, authors drive the most conversations, what is the viral effect of your social marketing efforts, which channels, posts, authors, etc. drive the highest click-through rates, what are your top producing channels, content and influencers. So it really is important, and there's a lot more charts that we're updating on a regular basis. And when we talk about all of our marketing initiatives and trying to determine trends so that we can have some form of predictability when it comes to our marketing campaigns, having these types of metrics in place are really important. One of the challenges I always have is that there's a lot of measures out there. There's a lot of just simple measures: total click-throughs, reach, total number of followers, etc. All of which are really important from a baseline perspective of measuring. But we don't have are really a lot of metrics, which are really things that are analyzing multiple data streams so that we can have some form of predictability within our marketing activities, and so that we can test, analyze, and really make changes to our marketing campaigns so that they're more effective in the future. So the Social Intelligence Dashboard does let you choose which best practice reports you want displayed within your dashboard from our growing library, or you can always contact our services team and we can create custom reports for you that are specific to your business needs. So at this point, I do want to kind of go over what the distinctions is within the hub, within the Social Marketing Hub from an analytics standpoint, because we do have 3 separate product offerings. So for anybody who's ever been on a webinar before, I did want to make that distinction for all of you. So the first type of reports is what we call our Social Hub Insights reports. And these are really out-of-the-box kind of standard reports, really kind of fall into that bucket of measures that I talked to before. So it's reports such as reach, activity, engagement, total click-through rates, etc. Very flat reports measuring a specific key part, a key component of your social media activities. And again, these reports have a lot of value to them as well. I mean, especially if you're just starting off in social media, those are the basic reports that we all need. So it does allow us to create a certain baseline for all of those measures. On top of that, we also offer what we call our Report Cloud. And this is really great for technical users who want access to their raw database. So for individuals who are technical, who know SQL, they just want access to their raw data so they can run their own custom queries, the Report Cloud's perfect for that. Also great for organizations that might already have a business intelligence tool or some form of setup already internally, and so they don't need that graphical interface. Just access to the raw data is sufficient. And then finally, which is our flagship solution, is our Social Intelligence Dashboard. And this provides everything that the first 2 analytics options provide, as well as the front-end component, which is really important to us because it allows you to easily customize your data into a dashboard that makes sense for not only you, but for your team. And we'll go into this in a little bit more detail when I do the demo, but the Social Intelligence Dashboard gives you a lot of options, both from a permissioning standpoint, being able to set up different dashboards for different teams that you might have, within your marketing department, or even by business role. So different roles within the organization might have a different view of the Social Intelligence Dashboard as well. Okay, so let's talk about integrations. And I'm going to kind of just go over this in a high level, just simply because it is something that as a one-to-one, if you do have any questions, please contact me afterwards, and we can discuss in greater detail. But basically, the Social Intelligence Dashboard allows you to integrate with your existing web properties. And out of the box, we connect to Salesforce, Omniture, and Google Analytics. But that definitely isn't all that we can connect to. We really can connect to any kind of RDMS database. So if you have an open source database and you want to connect it to the hub, we can definitely accommodate that. So you do have that holistic view across all of your different marketing initiatives, as well as all of your different data streams. So definitely the Social Intelligence Dashboard can accommodate for that. And really what the main benefit of that is that it allows you to quickly identify the trends and opportunities across all of your web properties, all in a single dashboard. And we grow accustomed to that here at Awareness. We're constantly doing that internally, but there's a lot of power in numbers. And a lot of the times as marketers, as I said, we just want more numbers, and it is a daunting task, especially from all of these different sources. And being able to integrate your Salesforce data with your web analytics data, with your social media data, is such a powerful component of this tool. Okay, so let's go into some deeper analytics. So the Social Hub allows unparalleled flexibility to capture a wide variety of social media measures. Powered by the Social Hub, the Social Intelligence Dashboard allows you to customize reports by marketing campaign or URL tag, or even just the shortened URL that you used. So, and these are all three pieces of functionality that already exist within the Social Hub that many of our clients are already utilizing, that the Social Intelligence Dashboard just makes even more meaningful. So the first of which is campaign reporting. So, having the ability to create either a report or a dashboard that is tied to a specific campaign, displaying only metrics that pertain to that specific campaign. Good example, if you're a retailer and you're doing a lot of back-to-school campaigns now, both social media and maybe even non-social, you can create a custom dashboard for that campaign and have all of the metrics associated with that campaign listed in a dashboard. So that could be the total number of comments that were received on pieces of content that you published out there. If you're publishing to Twitter, number of retweets. You can also do even some more advanced analytics based on the time frame, based on how many fans grew during that specific period of time, and so forth. So definitely you can create varying measures. Now, and those measures don't necessarily have to be campaign specific. It could be across all of your campaigns. So if you have some reoccurring campaigns that go on throughout the year, we can also create reports and dashboards that highlight the metrics for them. Another Social Hub functionality that the Social Intelligence Dashboard really heightens is custom URL tagging. So we have the ability to add a specific tag to the end of all links that you share using the Hub. So this gives you the ability to determine which property is driving the most web traffic for you, which property is leading the way with regards to lead generation, etc. And then finally, URL tracking via our URL shortening device. It really does allow you to provide you with more analytics than just basic click-throughs. So by using our URL shortener, you're going to be able to really refine what you're measuring on your social media channels and how effective those links are on the channels that you're publishing to. Okay, so that was a quick little overview. Let's go into the demo. I know that's probably what most people are kind of excited to see. Like I said, I'll go through the demo, and there's really going to be two different phases of the demo that I'm going to conduct. I'm going to firstly just kind of give you a general overview of the Social Intelligence Dashboard, kind of go through it, show you some of the reports that are currently within our library, etc., and then really quickly take you through how to create a new dashboard and a new report. Afterwards, after the demo is concluded, I'll go in and answer any questions that have been asked thus far. Okay, so I'm just going to share my browser. Okay, so now I'm in the Social Marketing Hub, and I clicked on our Social Intelligence tab, and this takes you to our Social Intelligence Dashboard. And again, this is a customized view that I've created for myself. So really quickly, each of these, just from just some logistics of what you're looking at. Dashboards here are separated by tabs. So I have a tab that reviews comments, one that is strictly a key metric that I like to analyze is engagement over time, so there's a specific dashboard just for that metric. And then finally, channel summaries. All of the pages, or I guess it is pages is the correct terminology, that's listed within each of the dashboard are listed here. And clicking on them will switch from one page to the next. So when I go into the comments dashboard, I see that the first couple of charts that are here are total number of comments by channel. So first one is I have a little pie chart here that gives me a distribution of where the majority of my comments are coming from. So which social channels are generating the most amount of comments. So when I go, I see that our Facebook fan page is definitely the first and foremost where we're generating the most amount of content, and then obviously the other channels that we have connected accordingly are listed here. One of the really neat features that we have within the hub is that you also have the ability to change, within the social intelligence dashboard, is that you have the ability to change what chart type you're seeing. So, by default we have it. We created a pie chart for this. If this was, better off as a bar chart, you can change it, and we'll switch it to be a bar chart or a line chart. Or if you just want to see the raw data, you can always click the table, and you'll see the raw data for this particular chart. We also allow you to filter. So if I wanted to filter by date, so I just wanted to see last week. I can just select a start and end date, click apply, and then we'll segment the data specifically for that date range. Accordingly, maybe I don't want to see all of the channels that are connected. Maybe there's just a specific set that I want to review. So I can always go in here under channel name and select which ones I want to see. So in this case, I'm going to just select the awareness, and then we'll do Boston Mike, which is our CMO. And then, again, we see the difference here. The charts just realign, same date parameters still apply, and now we're filtering by specific chart types. And really, dependent on what type of charts you're seeing, you're going to have different filter options. So for some charts, it might be, hey, not at an individual level, but maybe just at a channel level. So I just want to see all of my Facebook content, or I just want to see all of my Twitter content, etc. So going through some of the other charts, so we have, this is a dashboard here, and I apologize, my screen resolution is a little off, which is why the formatting is a bit off for some of these reports. Percentage distribution comments over by channel type. So if you just wanted to see, okay, what channels are, most effective in generating comments, if that's a key metric that you're measuring. And I see here that Facebook is a big one. I also have the ability here to maximize it. So if I just wanted to see this, kind of hide all the other charts that are within this page, I can do that as well. So as I indicated, one of the main benefits here too is that I have the ability to export all of this data. So right here under these little buttons here, I can click export to CSV or Excel, PDF, or PowerPoint presentation. Okay, going through some of the other charts that are listed here. So I can also find out, the total number of comments by contact. So who are my key influencers? Who are the individuals out on my social media channels that are commenting the most on content that I'm publishing out to these channels? And we don't have the chart here, but you can always do other overlays as well. Like, okay, these are my top brand loyalists, based on engagement and sentiment, versus, hey, here are all of my brand distractors, based on engagement and sentiment as well, like negative sentiment. And then we also have some of the basic measures as well here, most comments by day. So this shows you an overview over the course of a period of time of all of your comments. And you can always scroll up and either select the start and end date as well as a channel type. So if you just wanted to see Facebook, you can click Facebook and we'll resort the chart to only have Facebook content. Comments by channels. So right here I see, based on date, where the majority of my comments are coming from. So, and hovering over each of these, it actually highlights where the charts are. So as we see, the social media marketing best practice Facebook fan page is where we're generating the most amount of traction from a comment perspective. So, and again, really makes it really easy to visualize. So some of these other tabs, likewise, have similar some similar metrics. So I'll click on the channel summaries tab. So this is the very first one. So an overview of all types of engagement based on the channel. So as you can see, obviously, Facebook is where we generate the most amount of traction, not surprising, I think, for all us marketers out there. But what's really cool about this is, so we're tracking views, subscribers, participation, click-throughs, favorites, submissions, comments, shares, etc. So obviously this is really skewed because of Facebook impressions, which we call views. So I can come in here and say, you know what, all I really want to know is subscribers and maybe click-throughs. Those are the two metrics that are most important to me. So I can go in here, click on that, and then the charts become a lot more relevant here. You know, furthermore, we can go through and say, you know what, not only click-throughs, but you know, let's see comments. You know, how does that impact it? And and then we start to see a different story being told as we continue to add more and more metrics. So a couple of other charts we have here: total number of comments. Again, distribution versus over all of the social channels that we connect to, or that's connected to your social marketing hub. Total number of shares, and then very similar total number of click-throughs as well. So clicking on the Days Ago page, looks like I have a little error here. Okay, so Days Ago just shows you again an overview over, you know, the last couple of days. You know what all of our comments are across all of our different social channels. And again, the really great part about this is that it's really about customization. So right now, I just have an overview that's ongoing, so it'll go back to the last, 57 days. It'll keep on growing. Whereas if you just wanted to see, okay, what happened in my last 7 days, that's really all that I'm interested in, or a subset of my team is interested in. You can create those parameters as well. And then finally, you also have the ability to add summary by channel. And again, these are all listed in a single page, but these could also be intertwined with other reports. So we have, okay, total number of fans and followers across all of the social channels that are connected to the hub, total number of comments, submissions, views, etc. And we can always put a date parameter on any of these, as well as being able to filter by a specific channel. And then Summary Grid just pulls you into the raw data for each of the channels that we have connected. So one of the cool metrics that we play around with is the distribution of engagement by age of the post. So it's really how long after I post a piece of content does engagement really die out on a piece of content. I mean, internally we call it the social media half-life of your post. So what we can see here is that, Twitter, as an example, 40% of all engagement on a Twitter post occurs within the first hour, and then it's a slippery slope after that in decline, right? Whereas on Facebook, it lasts a little bit longer. So in order to get to that 50%, which is that benchmark that we created for, for activity, it takes a little bit longer to get that. So it doesn't actually get there until a couple hours after the post is created. So really important from a marketing standpoint when you're trying to determine what your content strategy is. Having metrics like these, as well as others that again pertain to your specific business objectives, really, really important. So let me go in and actually create a new dashboard. So creating a new dashboard is really easy within the Social Intelligence dashboard. So I'm going to click here to create a new dashboard. Okay, so that makes it really easy. So I'm going to go into Properties. I can change the name here, so I can go for July. I have a series of other options here, which I'm not really going to go through. Okay, and then I can always right-click, and then I want to split vertically. So I want this to be to have 2 rows, and then I want this one to have 2 columns, and I want this below one to have 2 columns as well. And it's really easy. You just go into Shared, and then we go into what our library of reports are, and then it's just a matter of selecting which reports from our library are the most useful. So I want total number of views. I want that to be my first metric, and then I want the kind of scrolling down through all of the reports that we have. I want to see a listing of all content that was published. I can have that as well, so I can see all of the content that my team's published over the last 60 days and so forth. And I mean, this library of reports is constantly being updated. It's constantly growing. So and that'll just continue to be the case as we move forward. So let's do a pie chart here. So and that's really as easy as possible. While I'm working on this too, one of the great parts is about this. So right now I haven't shared this to anybody. So if you're working on a chart, it doesn't mean you have to take down the dashboard. You can kind of make different dashboards private, so that until they're ready to go, until you're ready to release them to your group. But really, really easy interface. It very much is drag and drop, and it really empowers you to be able to really easily select the reports really that are most meaningful to you. And I've only shown you reports that particularly are generated through our report cloud, which is only social media reports. But again, you could have a separate tab for your Salesforce data, or for data that you're integrating Salesforce and social media in combined, or web analytics, et cetera, et cetera. So there really is no limitation to what you can add here. Perfect. And just like I said, we're all cognizant that different team members are going to need a different view of the dashboard. Good example is if you want your VP or your CEO to be viewing dashboards, chances are you don't really want them to see anything overly granular. You want them to see more top-level reports. Or, if you're sending this to somebody in your finance department, they're going to have a different set of metrics that they're going to need to analyze versus somebody who's a marketing manager. So we have that ability to segment based on what your user role is within the hub, or just generally speaking, what your business role is within your organization. Okay. So that was it for the demo. We have about 20 minutes left. I really want to make sure that I do review any questions that anybody has. Like I said, you can either ask questions via the chat or on Twitter by using the hashtag AwarenessInc. Okay, so first set of questions really we've got a lot of questions in regards to connectivity, and especially with regards to integrating with third-party tools. So as I said, so out of the box we integrate with Salesforce, Google Analytics, and Omniture. So there's going to be a subset of reports that you can automatically just connect those third-party tools to, and it'll automatically generate reports. We allow you to really connect data from really any major relational database management system. So that includes any tool that has an Oracle, an SQL Server, MySQL, or an ODBC data source. So there's a lot out there that kind of this can encompass. So we manage all of those connections for you. So it's just a matter of creating that connection, and then we automatically go in and ping them to update your dashboard within the social intelligence, within the social hub, I should say. Another question is about, does the social insights package allow us to set up separate accounts within the master account if you're tracking for multiple clients? The answer is yeah. So definitely we can segment based on, like if you're an agency and you're working on multiple clients, we can definitely accommodate that so that one dashboard is strictly for one client, and another dashboard would be completely separate, have different metrics that are associated with a different client. So not only do we do permissioning internally based on what an individual user role is, we also can do that by client or even by business line. So if you have multiple business lines within an organization, you can also segment by that as well. Okay, let me just see here. Okay, so there's another question about updates. So the social content, so within the Social Hub, social content, so content that you're publishing out to social media channels, content that you're importing in from those social channels that might have not been published through the Hub, any comments, etc. We're pulling that in dynamically throughout the day. As per the reports within the Insights tab, the Social Intelligence Dashboard is automatically synced and updated daily. So we securely connect to all of the different connections that we have within the Social Intelligence Dashboard, and all of that data, again, is synced and then backed up on a daily basis. So another subset of the answer of the question that I just responded to was also, do we have access to all of the reports shown here? The answer is absolutely yes. You have access to all of the reports that are within our library. So those are just best practice reports that we've developed. You have access to adding as many or as little of those as possible. We also offer you the option of creating custom reports, and again, that's something that our services team can scope. So question was, if we have our blog set up to be analyzed through Google Analytics, can we pull in reports into the Hub? So we can definitely pull in the Google Analytics reports. So all of the web metrics that are associated with your blog, we can definitely pull into the Hub itself. As it pertains to your actual blog and engagement within your blog, again, it would depend on if that data is made available to us in a manner that we can connect to. So that's definitely something that if you want to reach out to me after this webinar, we can definitely discuss that. Question: How do you collect data from the different channels? And I'm assuming that's social channels. Do we need any additional software? Absolutely not. From a social media standpoint, we've been collecting data for quite some time, and we just connect directly to each of the APIs and generate reports accordingly. So there's no additional software that you need to download in order to leverage the Social Intelligence Dashboard. Question about being able to see more so who your key influencers are, or being able to see which individuals have shared a post, commented on a post, liked a post, etc. We capture a various subset of all that. So we capture and store the information of anybody who's engaged on a piece of content that you've published to a social channel. So if a user leaves on Facebook, if somebody leaves a comment on a piece of content that you published, we automatically store that user along with, all of the information that they've made publicly available as a contact within our database. You can then query that report to see who your top commenters are, or who your top influencers are, whatever kind of overlay that you add to that. Or you also have the ability to just export that data, and then you can export that data and integrate it into your own list. So if you're doing email marketing, if you want to do a subset of everybody who's left a comment in the last 30 days on your Facebook fan page, who have a positive sentiment, who we might have their email address for, and you can then either output that to a CRM system. So so create that integration between social CRM and traditional CRM, or to based on the information that we have, other marketing initiatives. Question about being able to track by keyword topics discussed. Kind of a general question here. We currently don't track any traditional monitoring, any monitoring metrics like share of voice. We stick with content that's directly on your social channels, and rather than just kind of like those monitoring metrics, more about engagement and reach and so forth. So we can definitely do some analysis on keywords based on what are the top positive and negative keywords that are presented on your social channels, and so forth, but not from a monitoring standpoint. We can't track general keywords. Okay, so there's a couple. Just a couple of it. I'm looking at the QA section, Q&A section right here. Question about how does this tie to the back-end tracking code, etc., where it's added, etc. From a social media standpoint, we just connect, as I said, directly through the APIs. That's how we retrieve the information for all of your social channels that are connected to the Social Hub. And then the Social Intelligence Dashboard just makes those connections to the databases of your third-party tools. And that's just done automatically, through each of those tools. So there's no scripting codes or GS codes that necessarily you need to implement. Now, from a web analytics standpoint, if you're using Omniture, Google Analytics, or whatever, there may be additional obviously code that you need to embed in your pages to maximize the breadth of those reports. But again, that's not something that we need to do from our standpoint. We can set different we cannot set different refresh rates for different objects on a single page of the dashboard. It's all updated on a daily basis. Okay. Again, for a full list, and anybody that has a question, I know that there's a couple of questions that have come in specifically about, do we connect to, blank, or does the Social Intelligence Dashboard connect to blank? By all means, send me an email. My information is currently on the screen right now, asking those questions, and then I can respond accordingly. As you can imagine, there's a vast amount of options that we can currently connect to. So not that I want to shake the question, but definitely I'll answer those offline. Somebody arrived a little bit late, so this entire webinar is being recorded and will be made available early next week. So you'll be able to view this entire webinar in its entirety or share it among your team. So one thing of clarification, while we back up all of the content on a daily basis, we are constantly updating it with your recent posts from a social media standpoint, with your recent posts, any comments, etc., that are being retrieved in. And through the Social Marketing Hub, you have the ability to actually manage all that content. Not only publish out the content to your social channels, but also monitor and engage with user-generated comments on that. So that's done dynamically throughout the day. So if you post something onto Facebook, we're going to dynamically pull back any comments and store it within the hub so that you can respond, delete, etc., engage with that comment. It's only the actual database, not the database itself, but the reports itself and the backup that is updated on a daily basis. Okay, so I think that's it. I do want to thank everybody once again for your time and for attending this webinar. My information is currently on the screen. If you have any questions or if something comes up afterwards that didn't get addressed, please feel free to email me at tony.naldino@awarenessnetworks.com or give me a call at 905-635-0593. You can also follow me at Tony Naldino. I will warn everybody, my tweets do tend to be somewhat random. If you do need any more information, please don't hesitate to visit us on our website at awarenessnetworks.com/whythehub/social intelligence. And definitely feel free to follow Awareness on our various social media properties that are listed below.